going on, you guys? Cloud Expert here, and today I'm bringing you another top 10 Pokemon video. I know it's been a while since the last one, but let's jump right into this one. Today we're going to be going over my top 10 favorite Kanto or Gen 1 Pokemon. At number 10, we have Kangaskhan. Kangaskhan is just one of those Pokemon that I like because of it was just bigger than a lot of them, but also because it had the little one in its pouch. There's always that running theory that Cubone was actually the baby of Kangaskhan, but once I figured out that that was fake, Cubone actually went down on my list. But this was actually kind of hard to put together, but putting Kangaskhan at number 10 I definitely feel was the right choice, just because the rest of the Pokemon on the list have somewhat of a meaning to me. And so I feel like this is a good spot for Kangaskhan just because there's not too much of the reason I like it. But I do like the fact that there's two Pokemon there, and the fact that like the baby never leaves the pouch no matter what happens. So I just thought that part was kind of cool. At number 9, we have Slowbro. So the reason I put Slowbro at number 9 is because I actually had a Slowbro my first playthrough, and it went all the way with me, all the way to the end of the game. So and then not even counting its newer Galarian form, which I just absolutely adore. I think it's one of my favorite Galarian forms that there was, besides the Obstagoon. But yeah, no, Slowbro was definitely had to make at least top 10 just because, at least for Gen 1, just because I did really enjoy playing back through Fire Red when that came out. I replayed through that with another Slowbro, and Slowbro again took me all the way to the end of the game, and it was just I've always had a love for Slowbro and the Slowpoke line itself. At number 8, we have Electrode. Electrode is one of those Pokemons I'm more fascinated by the backstory of the Pokemon. I would have put Voltorb on the list, but I do like Electrode more just because the shiny looks better on the Electrode rather than the Voltorb. But I do like both of them pretty equally, but Voltorb wasn't going to be on the list just because Electrode was. Electrode, the whole thing behind it, like a Ghastly that got trapped inside of a Pokeball, or just a Pokemon that got trapped inside of a Pokeball, and then like its spirit took over the Pokeball. It's crazy, and I think that's actually kind of scary, and that's one of the things that kind of made me like Electrode even more, just because it was like a ghost, kind of, but it wasn't. So I always feel like it should have gotten that ghost typing, but I don't know if that lore behind it's actually true. But yeah, number 8 we have Electrode. Number 7, I wasn't sure about putting starters in this, but there's actually 2, so watch out for it. Number 7 is Squirtle. Squirtle is just one of those Pokemon that I can't ever get out of my head. It's just so adorable. And when it comes to adorable factor with Pokemon, those are the ones that usually stick with me, unless we're talking like super like well designed Pokemon or like legendaries. Because Squirtle was my second choice playing through Kanto. We'll get to my first one later. But Squirtle is just adorable. It's a turtle, and I had a turtle growing up, and I named it Squirtle just because of Pokemon, and I absolutely love the Pokemon, the design. I love the fact that it's still like one of the more popular ones today, and yeah, Squirtle is just they're adorable, and then plus the Squirtle gang in the anime, it's hard not to love Squirtle, you know. At number 6, we have Rydon. Okay, before any more jokes about Rydon are made, I love the Pokemon. Okay, there's a lot of jokes and streams and stuff that I've had about Rydon, but I love Rydon, and the reason is Gen 4 was huge for me, so getting the Rhyperior evolution was definitely huge. Especially Rydon, just like Slowbro, being a part of my team in the beating of Gen 1, Fire Red and Normal Red. So yeah, Rhydon's just one of those Pokemon that I just feel like I somewhat have a connection to, and I just can't ever really not think about, you know? It's just one of those Pokemon that always comes to mind when I think Pokemon. It's not, I don't know if it's like the basicness of the design or what, but Rhydon's always one of those Pokemon that I look forward to catching when it comes to a Pokemon game. Plus the fact it can learn Surf, that shit's just crazy. At number 5, we have Machamp. Now, Machamp was actually a Pokemon that scared me. There were actually a few Pokemon that scared me as a child. And Machamp was one of them because I had a dream one time that Machamp, like a four-armed man, came and got me. So Machamp was kind of one of those things that just scared me a lot, and it just man, I don't know. And then as I got older, I realized how strong Machamp was and used him a lot more. I didn't really use him much in Gen 1, but other games I have. So, and he is a Gen 1 Pokemon, so I definitely wanted to put him on the list just because of the helpfulness that I've had in other games. But Gen 1 playthroughs, I never really had a Machamp. I do really appreciate the Pokemon and its design as well. At number 4, we have Charmander. Again, I know it's a starter. Don't give me backlash. The only reason I didn't put Charizard and Blastoise into it is because I honestly like the first ones more. I like it's the adorable factor. Charmander, the first episode I seen of the anime was the Charmander episode where he gets left out in the rain and he's covering himself with the leaf and his fire's about to go out. So it really, really made me feel for him. Also, is my first choice and first Pokemon I ever had in a game, as well as the first plushie I ever had was also a Charmander. So Charmander is just one of my favorites. Fire types are actually one of my favorites in general. So Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard are probably my favorite evolutionary line from Gen 1. But I just absolutely love Charmander the most. It's just from the anime, from the games, from it all. It was just, it's so nostalgic just to see his old cards and old designs from the games. I even like load up my old Game Boy just to see what the sprites looked like back in the games. I'll look them up. I love looking at the old generation of Pokemon because it's there's so much nostalgia there for me, and Charmander's definitely holds the nostalgia the best. I wasn't going to include legendaries into these videos, but I'm going to into all of them. So Mewtwo, obviously design, it's humanoid, but as well as just like scary at the same time. There's an intimidation factor there. Um, it's simple. It's a very simple design, but at the same time, it feels like there's so much going on with the Pokemon. You've got the little tendrils on the back of his neck that connect from his back to his head. Like you wonder what were those designed there for. Like it's obviously a clone of Mew, so it's gotta have at least some kind of extraordinary power because we all know Mew is like an extremely strong Pokemon. But Mewtwo is just was human made, and that really stuck with me too. It's kind of like the nostalgia thing of like the show and the game put together. It was man made in a lab, and it felt so out of place, not realizing that all the other Pokemon like didn't see it as different, and it thought it was just a weapon and all this stuff. And all the lore and everything to do with Mewtwo was actually like extremely sad and also crazy. So I honestly just appreciate the Pokemon for being able to be caught, for one, since it can like communicate and speak and shit, but also like it's just amazing how much hype there is around this single Pokemon with such a simple design and it's humanoid. Usually people hate humanoid Pokemon, but Mewtwo for some reason really, really hit with people, and I'm guessing it was because of the movie. But yeah, number 3 is Mewtwo. Number 2, we have Gengar. Gengar probably has one of the coldest openings in Pokemon. He comes out of that little cane, comes out onto the ground, and like comes out of the shadow. Creepy as hell. And the fact that there's lore that he's actually Clefairy's shadow, like the light and dark thing, actually made me like Clefairy and Clefable more, but I actually don't like them at all. But yeah, I just really, really, really like Gengar's entire line. That's why I didn't put any of the other ones on here. I just don't feel like I should put more than one of a line on here personally. But Gengar is one of those Pokemon that just it's got the scare factor, you know? It can follow you in your shadows, meaning it can basically shapeshift into your shadow. It can travel through shadows, and it literally like it's just it's focused around its mouth and tongue and how far it stretches and how long its tongue is. It's like a dead lickitung or something. Creepy, creepy, creepy. I really do like Gengar though. He's strong. I love the fact that normal type doesn't affect Ghost. It's just one of my favorites for sure. And Gengar being at number 2, I feel like is a pretty respectable spot for a pretty well-loved Pokemon. And plus, its shiny Mega form is probably one of the best Mega forms. Well, it's got to be shiny too, though. So I mean, there's a little bit there you got to get around, but still, Gengar being number 2, I don't think is gonna sit badly with people. And at number 1, the moment we've all been waiting for, the number 1 spot on my favorite Gen 1 slash Kanto Pokemon is Gyarados. Let me do just a little bit of explaining here. So I absolutely love Japanese culture. So the whole salmon swimming up stream and becoming a dragon, like folklore that was based in Japan, actually is one of the most exciting things for me when I learned about it when it comes to Pokemon, probably more than anything else. Just because that alone is one of my favorite looking dragons. Like Rayquaza and Gyarados are probably two of my favorite dragon types. I'd say they're up there. They're not like my favorite favorites, but they're up there. So Gyarados being like the water dragon serpent thing from that folklore, from like the little fish or the koi that travels upstream becomes a dragon. I'm not sure if it's a koi or a salmon, but it's so interesting, and I love how it ties into the culture as well. It's one of my favorite things about Pokemon and how they have like tie-ins with Japanese culture. It's one of my favorite things about the games. But Gyarados being at number 1 is probably it probably won't be controversial, but I definitely feel like a lot of people will have other opinions. But I definitely think people sleep on Gyarados because it's, in my opinion, the best Gen 1 Pokemon. And thank you guys so much for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure that like button, subscribe button, notification bell if you guys like to see more videos like this. I have a few more ideas for videos like this, so hopefully you'll stay tuned and check out those videos as well if they're out, or stay tuned to wait till they do come out. And I will see you guys in the next video. Stay frosty.